Very good morning, friends. Myself, Dr. Naval Singh Todawat. Well, we are studying the Mendelism in the paper Genetics and Biotechnology for the BSc TY student. Friends, in previous lecture, we have completed the part, the introduction of the genetics, the history of the Mendel, and what is the very peculiar things in genetics and how the genetics have been evolved. We have to keep two words in mind: variations and similarities. Now, what is variations and what is similarities? Variations are the characters which are dissimilar from the parental characters, and similarities are the characters which are expressed, which are shown, which can be clearly observed in the organisms. And on that basis, in genetics, there are few terms, and one has to understand and one has to learn out these terms because these terms are constantly used throughout this topic. So, keeping this view in the mind, therefore, today we are going to learn about the characters and terms of the genetics. Selection of characters. As you are aware that Mendel have been selected 7 characters for his experiment, where the experiment was carried out. Well, there are 7 characters. Of these, before learning these characters, as I want to review or remember you that terms and symbols are to be keep remember and are to be keep in mind. Character, what is the character? Character is a feature of a organisms. For example, height of the organism, or whether it is tall or whether it is dwarf. Trait, then factor. Factor is a unit of heredity. It is a particle or a factor present in the organism which is responsible for inheritance, means to transform the character, and thus ultimately which express the character in the organisms. Now see the difference between the factor and the gene. Gene is the particular segment of a DNA, and this particular segment is responsible for so and so character. Maybe height, maybe color, maybe shape. And this gene, which is a segment of a DNA, inherited the character and express in the organisms. Alleles, or the fifth one, that is, you can also call allelomorphs. Two alternative form of gene are called alleles. Combination of two genes is seen here. That is in alternative form. They occupy identical location and homologous chromosomes. See, the homologous same chromosomes, but they are two alternative gene to be called as alleles or allelomorphs. This is the definition of the alleles or allelomorphs. Please read out it and try to remember it, because these terms are going to be used constantly in this paper or the subject. So I repeat once again, two alternative genes are called as alleles, and these two alternative genes occupy a location, an identical location, and a homologous chromosomes. What is dominant? Dominant are those alleles that express its trait even in the presence of an alternative allele, that is in heterozygous condition. Means at this condition the alternative alleles may be suppressed. I repeat, the dominant alleles are alleles that express their character traits even in the presence of an alternative allele, that is heterozygous condition. Then recessive are the alleles which is not expressed in the presence of an alternative alleles, that is in a heterozygous condition. It expressed in the presence of identical alleles. Phenotype. Phenotype of the organism is to be denoted that the external appearance, what we see with our eyes. External appearance of an individual for any trait is called phenotype. It may be color, it may be shape, it may be height, and so and so. The ninth one, that is genotypes. This is the very important one, which is related with the genes and the set of the genes present in the organisms. It is representation of the genetic constitution of an individual with respect to single character or a set of a character. Well, in the genotype of the organisms, the genotype is the genetic constitution of the organisms with respect to single character or maybe a set of character. Most of the time we see the 2, 3, 4 characters. Sometimes we see the uniset of character. The 10th one is homozygous one. An individual possessing similar alleles for a particular trait. When a particular character, a specific character is seen in an organism, the similar alleles are responsible for that or pure for that trait. And in such a condition, it is termed as a homozygous condition. I repeat, an individual possessing similar alleles for a particular trait is called homozygous or pure for that particular trait, pure like. Heterozygous, an individual possessing dissimilar alleles. See the difference between homozygous and heterozygous. In homozygous we see similar alleles. In heterozygous we see the dissimilar alleles for a particular trait. In homozygous we see similar alleles for a particular trait. In heterozygous, we see that dissimilar alleles, two different alleles for a particular trait, is called heterozygous, and ultimately that is hybrid for that character. The hybridization are the product of the heterozygous condition. What is pure line? An individual or group of individual that is homozygous or true breeding for one or more trait. Look out at this 12th one. A single organism or a group of organisms, those which are homozygous, means possessing similar alleles, can be true breed for one or more characters, and thus this condition is to be called as a pure line. Well friend, 13th one, hybrid. As earlier we have seen, it is a heterozygous individual produced from any cross involving pure parents having one or more contrasting character. How the hybrid is produced? When the pure parents with one or more contrasting character are involved in the crossing, the product which we get, that is the hybrid. Now next we see the monohybrid. What is monohybrid? Monohybrid is a condition in a heterozygous alleles. It is a heterozygous for one trait and produced in a cross between two pure parents, differing in single pair of a contrasting character. What we achieve from the monohybrid cross? We achieve from monohybrid cross that heterozygous for one trait and produced in a cross between two pure parents. Two pure parents are selected in single pair of contrasting character, and we get a one trait in the heterozygous, that is monohybrid. Look out the example. See the dominant and which is denoted by the capital T, which is crossed with the pure one, but showing the character of smaller t also. After crossing this pure one, we get one tall and one dwarf, and these both are crossed, and then we again get the one capital and one smaller, but in phenotypically it will look as its pure parents. F1 generation, F2 generation, Punnett square. What is F1 generation? First filial generation. When the parents are crossed and after crossing that parents, whatever the product and progeny will get is to be called as the first filial generation. And the symbolic representation of first filial generation is the F1 generation. F2 generation, the second generation produced by selfing of F1 generation. When we cross the second F1 generation offspring, we get the F2 generation, that is second generation. Punnett square or checkerboard. It was developed by the Reginald Punnett to check out the genotype of the organisms, and in this they put the male gametes and female gametes. It is actually a square type, or it is a diagram used to show the possibilities of combination in a particular cross or breeding experiment. See the one. Now what is the phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio? Phenotypic ratio, that is what we see physically, that is tall or dwarf, and the genetical ratio, that is the genes which are denoted in this square. You can see the clear that the male gametes one are on first column, that is capital T, smaller t, in female gametes that is capital double T and smaller, and so on. So in genotypic ratio we can find out the possibilities and what type of the genes we have adopt or progeny with the genotypes. When we talk about the phenotypic ratio, that is 3:1 in a monohybrid cross, and about the genotypic ratio, that is the 1:2:1. And the last one, that is homologous chromosomes. The morphologically and structurally similar character present in a diploid cell are called as homologous chromosomes. Well, we are all aware of the structure of the homologous chromosomes, that is long arm and short arm, which is connected with the centromere. But what we see that the structurally and morphologically similar character present in a diploid cell, character are similar in a diploid cell are known as a homologous chromosomes. So friends, this was an overall about the terms and symbols and the definitions of the genetics which are developed, and one has to keep it in mind, and one has to remember it for our further study. So today's lecture was on these genetic terms. If you have any doubt, please contact me or please message me on WhatsApp regarding all these terms. And so with this I conclude my lecture and I stop here. Rest of the part we are going to see on tomorrow. Till then, thank you.